Hello everyone. We are from Team NexGen Automation to represent a problem statement from the SIH competition, which is student innovation. And here we are using the domain smart automation, where we are automating certain problems and simplifying the steps to create any CAD file or any other designing files required in certain industries. So let's begin with it. Yeah, we are working on the problem statement number that is SIH 25135, and the team name is NexGen Automation. So we are what we are implementing here is just an chatbot software with an inbuilt system which helps in creating certain uh, SolidWorks, CATIA, Creo, and other designing software files on the backend system according to the user's input. As you can see here we have an AI chatbot input box where we fill our queries and inputs, which is simplified and given output by the AI chatbot. This is a problem because it is a very time-consuming and hefty method, and also a cost and not a very cost-efficient method to hire some designers and implement designing in the industry or in the certain companies. So we are doing this in the advancement of certain departments of designing. The innovation we are using here is implementation of AI for certain steps building and creating designing, which is repetitive and time-consuming process. To simplify it, the main aspect to simplify these repetitive process is the main aspect of our project. As you can see here, the technologies we are using here are like Python, HTML, CSS, Flasking. For the backend versions, we are using Visual Basic Application Language, which is the backend designing language, and code is written mostly in Python and implemented in VB according to the software requirements. APIs which were required were gathered from these certain platforms, and the editing softwares where we implement our code in all this Visual Basics and other designing softwares. Here you can see a backend code which is implemented in the chatbot, which gives you an output of CAD software file. The flow goes as I mentioned. Chatbot takes the input out from the user, which is edited through Visual Studio Basic in the Python language, and then the implementation of AI helps in step formation in the SolidWorks file and creating its backend code using VBA, Visual Basic Applications Language, and that implement gives an output of SolidWorks file or CATIA file or other any design software required file. This reduces the time, makes it more efficient, and implementation of generative AI makes it an next gen solution for the uh, cost efficient and time efficient method. So the feasibility of this project, as the project is all but successful only because of certain SolidWorks and Python applications and files APIs given in on their platforms and fields, which makes it more easier to implement and also a beneficial factor for the certain industries. It is viable because of AI/ML implementation and certain tools, expandable tool sets, and other factors. The challenges here we face are some complex parts have difficult designing and implementation method. So the solution for this was to create every file by ourselves, or rather implement an AI to create every steps according to the input and then give an output. It was a time-consuming process, but still in a more efficient one and more impactful one. So let's proceed with the next one. The impacts here are industrial impacts as it reduces time, more efficient, and more usable to every other field in generals or any other person. It's easy to understand, and it has its educational impacts as well as market competency impacts. As most of the small businesses have difficult times hiring design software engineers, as well as certain industrial experts. So this reduces the time and cost as well for these certain implementations and methods. As well, it is a sustainable method because designing is a vast field which is necessary for most of the processes in the industrial atmosphere. The benefits here are implementation of AI, which makes it more future advanced and solid method to process these steps and process these AI drawings or implementations, which also reduces cost and integrating with other systems as like Python, which also helps in doing this in multiple designing softwares. And in future, we plan to increase our base for creating the designing softwares in most of the creating design out from the most of the softwares. This is also a consistent, accurate method as the limitations are reduced and error-prone methods are skipped because of the automation and AI implementation. Now, most of the project files and inputs are given in the certain drive, as you can visit it and please check for it. It has a certain value of for it and also the deeper insights of the project. And with this, thank you for your time and have a good day.